Hello friends and followers, welcome back to Phoenix Studios. I'm Phoenix. For those of you new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, stay up to date on all the exciting projects coming up, from drawing tutorials to acrylic painting, prize giveaways, and even more. So far, all of the paintings that I've posted on this channel have been acrylics, but I was recently given a set of oil paints as a gift, and I want to go ahead and do my first oil painting. So what I did first is I sketched out my design, then I used graphite paper and transferred that design onto the canvas. For the background, I wanted it to be completely dry before I started painting on it, so I did use acrylics for that part. I used lemon yellow for the left side of the background, and then on the right side of the background, I wanted to put a foundation value there, so I mixed up some nutmeg brown with some titanium white. Then I allowed that background to dry completely. Now here I'm creating my value scale using the oil paints, going from a dark brown to a light brown. I'm just mixing those up with my palette knife. I've got raw sienna, burnt sienna, raw umber, as well as burnt umber. And I did put a little bit of ultramarine blue in the raw umber to make it just a little bit darker. Then I just came in and started layering the darkest values where I thought the shadows needed the most dark value, placing in highlights here and there. The nose actually gave me a lot of trouble on this piece. The first time that I put some paint on there, the nose just didn't quite look the right shape. So I came back in and continued to try to add different values of brown and reshape that nose. And I eventually got something I was happy with, but it did take a minute. But that was the nice thing about oil paints, is you don't need an eraser, you've got the paint, so right there is your fix. So now I'm coming in and starting to lay down the darkest areas on the lips. Now some of the highlights to really make that area pop. And I did like the effect that the highlights were having on the picture overall. So I came in and I brightened up the highlights on the eyelids, the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, and a little bit on the jawline. Now adding those highlights around the nostrils really brought the piece out in my eyes. As I laid in these values, I felt like her neck was too big for my liking, so I did come in later and fix that. I made her neck a little bit narrower. I'm just continuing to add those shadows where I felt like it was furthest from the light source. Now as I add these values for the hair, you'll notice how much that darker background brings the subject forward. It just creates that illusion. Having a lighter value next to a darker value, that's where all of your depth comes from. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching this video. If you like the channel or if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. and I look forward to our next session together. Now it's your turn. Go create something.